Hey guys, okay, I'm sorry if it's like crooked. I'm filming this on a broken tripod, so here we are. I don't have a job, clearly. So if you've been watching this channel for a couple of days, you would have known that I got fired from my last job on Friday, my third job within a year on Friday, okay? So with that comes a lot of self-reflection, you know what I mean? And so as you all know, I didn't go to school. I mean, I did go to school. I went to community college for 1 year. I was in Los Angeles because I was going to get my degree in business administration and entrepreneurship, but after a year of being in school, I came to the realization that this is a waste of my time and money because college does not teach you how to start a business and become an entrepreneur, which is inevitably what I wanted to do. And so I stopped going to school. I went for a full year and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. Okay, so do I regret not getting my degree after being fired from 3 jobs? No, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely serious? So the first job that I got as a front desk receptionist, I got that job due to my experience in customer service. I started working, period, when I was 16 years old, and my first job was at Chuck E. Cheese, okay? I worked my way up. My second job was at McDonald's, and then after that, I got a job working at Ralph's as a cashier, Kroger, Ralph's, depending on what side of the country you're on. And then after, I started working at LA Fitness, and that was a turning point because at LA Fitness I was a receptionist checking people in at the gym. So the years of customer service experience accompanied with the 2 months that I was working at LA Fitness helped me get my foot in the door to become a to become a front desk receptionist. Nobody asked me about my degree during that interview, maybe because they saw on my resume that I just didn't have one. I just had my high school diploma, but nobody asked me about my degree. And on the job listing, I specifically remember, because this is my first job with a title, I was a client relations assistant. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's kind of, now I'm just like, titles are such crap. But at the time, that instilled fear in me. I'm like, ooh, do I have what it takes, you know what I mean, to be a client relations assistant? But in the job listing, it said degree preferred or equivalent experience. No, I did not need a degree to get that job. Now moving on to the other job was sales, okay? So you do not need a degree to work in sales. That's like the one industry that you can get into and make a lot of money. I don't even think that there is a degree for sales. If there is, tell me in the comments, but I don't think that there's a degree program for sales because sales is all about you. Like, how well are you able to talk to people? How well are you able to communicate? Like, stuff like that. So I started working at sales, and then as you all know, I worked there for a couple of months, like from October to February, did horribly, okay? And then because of my work ethic, my boss asked me, did I want to transition into HR and recruiting? I will give it to you, okay? HR is very strict. When I decided that I wanted to leave that job prior to getting fired, I was looking at other HR jobs because I just thought it was really weird. It's an industry standard in HR to be salaried and to have benefits and stuff like that, and I didn't have any of that. It was $21.50 an hour, and it was a 1099 position, just like sales, and there was no benefits. I couldn't even go to a doctor, dentist, none of that, because I was on the same like pay scale, pay structure as all of the sales representatives. And so I started looking into other HR jobs, and I will give it to you, HR is very difficult to get into if you don't have some type of HR degree. But I got that position by being promoted within the company, and I do believe that if I were to go work for another company, I would be able to do the same thing, work my way up into HR if I decided that I ever wanted to do HR again, which I don't want to. Okay. The final job, working as an office assistant for the HOA management company, no degree. It didn't even come up in conversation at all during the interview. The main thing that he was focused on during the interview was my prior experience. What did I do before, and how does what I do before going to be able to assist me in the position that I'm working in now? You know what I mean? So nobody asked me about my degree in the sales interview or in the office assistant interview. So here's the thing. The purpose of a degree is to qualify you for a job. if I'm going to these job interviews and they're not even asking, if I'm looking at these job listings and they're saying degree preferred or equivalent experience, then I'm going to get the equivalent experience. Because why would I spend, the average cost of a college degree ranges from $10,000 to $40,000 for the degree itself. You're paying $10,000 per year on top of housing, on top of books, on top of all the other things. Why would I spend that money when I can just go get the experience and not have to go $40,000 in debt for a degree? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. So no, I'm actually very thankful that I dropped out of college when I was 18 years old and just went straight into the workforce, because the Bible says that the borrower is a slave to the lender. And I just thank God so much that he saved me from the debt slavery that I was about to go into. I was going to go to community college for 2 years and then transfer to the University of Southern California. That was part of the reason why I moved to California in the first place, so I would be able to transfer, because the way their community college system is set up, it would have been much easier for me to transfer from a community college in California than transfer from a community college in Atlanta, where I'm from. And so I moved to California, was going to go to community college for 2 years, and then transfer to the University of Southern California and to go to the Marshall School of Business to get my degree in business administration and entrepreneurship. If you know about USC, boy, that is an expensive school. Okay, I'm gonna to be honest, transparent. I do have a student loan out for the 1 year that I was in school. It haunts me to this day because I'm just like, that's such a waste of money. It was a $3,500 student loan, almost $4,000 with all of the interest and stuff like that. That's $4,000 like that I could have invested. That could be in my savings account. That could be an emergency fund. That could have been invested into starting a business. But no, I'm spending $4,000 on something that I did not use. What did that 1 year of community college do for me? Nothing. I took one intro to entrepreneurship class while I was in school for that 1 year. And number one, the professor wasn't even a business owner. She was a manager, sweet lady. Wonderful lady. I remember her, but she was like a manager for a lot of higher up hotels in Vegas. So, the Vegas Strip has lots of nice hotels, the Bellagio, the Atlas, whatever. And she was a high up manager for a lot of those hotels. Great, but I don't want to take a class. I'm paying $600 per class. From somebody who isn't even a business owner. This is the intro to entrepreneurship class. Like, what in the world? And I was also learning about stuff. Like, I wasn't learning about vendors. I wasn't learning about how to run Facebook ads, marketing, SEO, and stuff like that. I was learning about GDP. And that really made me mad because this is October, right? My first year of school started in August. We're in October and I'm learning about GDP. Now pause. I'm a freshman in college. That means 6 months ago, I was a senior in high school taking econ, learning about what? GDP. But this class I'm paying for in high school was free. No, we're not doing this. I was not privileged enough to have my parents pay for school. That means that school is coming out of my pocket. Like that $4,000 student loan that I still haven't paid yet, I have to pay that. That's my money that I had to spend for a very silly decision that I made when I was 18 years old because I was listening to everybody who was saying, go to college, go to college. That's coming out of my pockets. And so I had to make a very rational decision. I know what I want to do. I know what the trajectory that I'm going in. Do I really need this? Like, I know this is what everybody is saying that I should do, but do I really need to do this? I don't. I learned about GDP less than 6 months ago when I was in high school. They had us open up our laptops and get into groups, and we were gonna play like this little simulator game where where you have the customers come up to you and you're the manager and you type, and you try to rectify like customer complaints and conflict resolution. Ma'am, I have been working since I was 16 years old. And at the time I was working as well. I was 18, I was working at McDonald's. I do customer complaints every single day. After I leave this class, I'm going to go deal with some customer complaints. After I leave this class, I'm going to go, handle problems before they escalate to the manager and stuff like that. I got that from experience, not some computer game. I can download Sims. I don't need, no, I'm not paying for that. So do I regret not going to school after getting fired from 3 jobs? No, because the reason why I was fired from those jobs had nothing to do with the fact that I didn't have a degree. If they had nothing to do with me getting hired, then they absolutely had nothing to do with me getting fired. So no, honestly, not going to school has really saved me in a lot of ways. It saved me from not going hundreds and thousands of dollars a day. I was only going to go to USC for 2 years and we were looking at $70,000 a year. That's $140,000 for a business degree to teach you how to do something that people are posting YouTube videos every single day for free on how to start a business. And that's literally how I learned. That's how I learned how to do YouTube, by watching YouTube. That's how I learned how to start a business, by watching YouTube videos. I saved myself $140,000, and I know you can get scholarships, but I'm of the opinion that scholarships are not a financial plan, because scholarships can be taken away from you. You could not get approved for this scholarship. I'm from Atlanta, where we have the Hope Scholarship, and you have to maintain a certain GPA. So if anything happens, life happens, you can lose your scholarship, and now you're 2.5 years into college and you lose your scholarship. Now the money has to come out of your pocket. How are you going to pay for it? I don't think that anything that can be taken away from you should be considered a financial plan, if that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people think that full ride and partial scholarships are like abundant. Though we hear about full ride scholarships, like, oh, she got a full ride scholarship, he got a partial scholarship, like they're paying half his tuition. I think that we hear about those so much because they are so rare. You know what I mean? The majority of scholarships that people get are $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $3,000 scholarships for books, scholarships to help you cover room and board and stuff like that. But when you're talking about $140,000, a partial scholarship, that's still $70,000. Who am I? When it comes to like YouTube and stuff like that, I'm very capable of my abilities, but for what reason would I get a full ride scholarship to USC? Like, I'm not an athlete. I'm not a brainiac STEM major or something like that. So for what reason should I put in my head, I'm going to go to USC and I'm going to get a full ride scholarship, when I know my capabilities? I know that I am not the most academic person when it comes to school. I'm not good at tests. I'm not good at like lectures and stuff like that. That's just not my thing. I know if I go to school, I'm gonna have to pay for it. And so I would not count on a scholarship. For me personally, the only thing that I can count on is it coming out of my pocket or taking out student loan debts. And that is just a horrible financial decision for me to take out hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt. I have made a lot of mistakes with my finances, but that is one thing that I feel like I've gotten right. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna say it again for the 3rd time. No, I do not regret getting a degree after getting fired from 3 jobs. I don't regret it, not even a little bit. Not even a cent. Not at all. Okay. But yeah, in the meantime, stay strong. Bye.